Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle, and in this video we're just going to be doing a quick flippy. Quick flippy do, flippy through, whatever you want to call it. I have been really procrastinating on this, and I've been meaning to put one of these out for quite some time. It is now currently May at the time of this filming, and I said that I was going to do this back in January, so forgive me, I'm a little behind. One of the reasons that I haven't been doing active flip throughs on my pocket ring setup is just mainly because I'm not consistently in it. I mentioned in my last video that there's a bigger percentage that I'm using it mainly just for collections, and sometimes I plan out of it just depending on where I'm at, if I'm between planners or whatever. But for the most part, it's just used for collections. It's used for a few notes, things like that, mostly on the go stuff. All right, let's just kind of get into it. So this cover is by Moterm. It is in the pebbled black. I think this is the Elite series. I actually really like this. It's kind of squishy. Now, if we're being honest, I love the vegetable tan leather that Moterm puts out, but the pebbled leather is really squishy. It's really soft. I do enjoy it quite a bit. The cool thing about this Elite is that it doesn't have a big back pocket, but it has like a small back pocket if you need to put something in there pretty quickly. It did come with 25mm rings, which I really enjoy. It was actually a really good size. It's perfect as someone who doesn't tend to overstuff their planner to begin with. It does have only one snap closure, so like I said, you can't really stuff it full of a lot of things. I've tried 30mm rings in here, which seems to work okay, but again, you can't overstuff it just because it won't close. But this is a good setup. This particular design comes with 3 card slots here in the front, and I've just put in a fictional driver's license. It was something my son gave me on a trip to Colorado that he went to, and I thought that was really cute and really sweet. And this is from Mother's Day from last year. My kids gave me some flowers, so I kept that little tag. Here is La Luna. It's just a Loteria card, so I keep that in there just because I really love it. And I have a washi tape washi card. This is from Simply Gilded. I got this at Go Wild last year, so I just filled it with some of my favorite washi tapes, and I just tuck it in here. I believe these two are from Paper Haunt. I believe this is from Muse Labs, and these I think were just from a Halloween pack that I got from Michaels. This is also from Michaels, and this was from a random set from Amazon, so there's some places that you can locate those or something similar. This is just a card holder that I cut down. This was actually for or Passport TN size that I got with the Moterm that I ordered like a couple years ago. The one that I had that came with one of my planners, I think it was a Filofax. It's kind of like stacked and I didn't like it, but this is perfect. I cut it in half and I punched holes in it, and it actually works out really well. So I just have some pictures of my family in here, my husband, my G-baby, my daughter, my son-in-law, my son and his girlfriend. This is just a gold acetate. I believe this was from Michaels. I can't tell you. So just a quick disclaimer. I'm on a really big kick about using what I have. So some of these things I may not remember where I get them from. Or if I do remember, there's a good possibility that you're not going to be able to find it because either it's discontinued or it's just hard to find. I'll try to be as specific as possible though. I mean, it's gold stars. I'm sure there are other places that make it, so no big deal. This is just a photo that I got from the internet. It's just of all the Papas from Ghost. So if you know Ghost lore, you know that we are on Papa V at this point. And if you love Ghost, then yeah, can we be friends? All right, getting to the next page. I just have a cute little picture that I found on Pinterest, and it says, "We are the weirdos, mister." So I glued it there just because this was blank, and I was like, I don't like that being empty and blank, so we're just gonna put something there. Also, this is just something that I made. It is using some items that I already had. I believe this printable background is from Starstruck Designs, and I use this. I printed out a logo for Ghost, use this old English font in Word, and put "Countdown to Ghost." It's just a countdown. Ghost is kicking off a world tour. They've already been to several locations, I believe in UK, European side of the world. And in August 15th, they will be here in Fort Worth. So that's when I'm going to actually go see them. I'm so excited. I've had my tickets since they announced the tour. At the time of filming, I currently have, well, tomorrow will be 100 days. So that's pretty awesome. 100 days until the Ghost concert, and I'm super excited. My husband and my son's girlfriend are probably going to be attending together, and it's just going to be a blast. I already know it. All right, so I made this, and just something that I have there for funsies. Right on here, we just have an inbox, just some random notes that I have. Here, I just have some lavender Filofax paper. I really love the color lavender this year, or just lilac or whatever. I'm really loving the soft purples. So I've been really obsessed with it. So I just keep these for notes. These are from Sterling Ink. They're the grid pocket size insert paper on Tomoe River paper. I love these because they're really thin. And I've been on a kick where I want to maximize what I'm able to put even in 20 millimeter rings. Even though these are 25, I want to keep as much paper and as much notes and as much information in here as I possibly can. So I've also been printing on the Kikuyo business paper. You can get that from Amazon. I'll provide a link for all of my Amazon mentions down below if you guys are interested in checking out my storefront. But if not, you can absolutely search it and just put Kikuyo business paper in there, and I'm sure you'll find it. All right, so this is a printable from Peanuts Planner Co. I've been using her inserts for years. They're really functional and they're really easy to use. So if you haven't ever heard of her before, definitely check her out. All right, so these are from Lindsay Scribbles shop, the Ghosting Pen. I really like the small grids on these. I've been using these for writing down my bills and checking those off as I need to pay them. So definitely check out her shop as well if you haven't. And this is just a clear acetate that I put in here to protect this dashboard that I have here. So I'm sorry about the glare. We'll just kind of move that off to the side, you know, ring lights and whatnot. This is just a dashboard that I made in Canva. It has some of my vision board images that I've downloaded from Pinterest or that I've made in AI, and I've included them all here. And this is just for my personal use. So you can find something similar on Canva. I believe there are some free templates on there as well if you're interested in using that. Okay. And this is from Plan with B. These are just a list of 2025 holidays, and I just mark them off as we go. During my last video, I mentioned that I was using Lindsay Scribbles monthlies. I have since taken those out, but I am still using some of the freebies that you get from her Patreon. So this is like a 2025 calendar. I really love the snake moon combo. What's not to like, right? And it's just a yearly calendar here. So I thought that was really cute too. So I printed that out and put it in here. These are from Crefective Paper. These are just a future log, year at a glance, and there's just some upcoming events that I want to make note of. Oddly enough, I didn't write Ghost in here, but there's a few things coming up that I'm really interested about. So like Texas Frightmare, Churro Fest, a Stardew Valley Symphony. If you guys have never heard of that, there's like a symphony coming to Grand Prairie at some point. And I'm sure that they do have other dates and other locations. The mail guy in my building was like telling me about it, and I was like, what? I love Stardew Valley. I also like the music in Stardew Valley, so it seems like a win, right? Right, so these are from Filofax. These were initially for a personal ring setup. I purchased these clear dashboards before. It came in a pack of 2, but I have not been able to find them since, so I cut them down to pocket size and punched holes and put them in here. All right, so you're probably going to see this a couple times during this setup, but this is the same paper from Starstruck Designs. Another Loteria card for a skull. I have some sticky notes here on the other side. Oh, these fell off. These are from, I believe these were from Jet Pens. They were My Neighbor Totoro. So they came in like a pack of 3 different types of sticky notes that you could get, but these are my favorite. All right, so this is actually a dashboard that I created. I drew this out myself by hand. Use markers. You can see all the imperfections there. And I think this was on Kikuyo business paper. So I just drew it out because it's thin paper. And I just punched holes in it and put it in there. I also have a digital drawing of this on my Instagram story, so I think it's going to be under, I'll create something before I post this video, but this is just my original drawing of it. So for the month of May, I went with a moonflower theme, and I put some information in regards to the moonflower here on the back. So I thought that was cute. Oh, here's another part of that sticky note pack. Little sprites. This is just an April and May inbox. And it's mainly because I don't have a ton of things that I need to do specifically for April or May. So I just decided to go ahead and include them in one list. And I'll probably do the same on the back here since this is written in pencil, probably like June, July or something like that. All right, so there's a few things here that I'm gonna kind of move past. All right, this insert is from Analog Alicia. I believe these were a freebie. So if you follow her on Instagram, she has them listed somewhere in like a Google Doc drive or something like that. So definitely check her out. These are just some personal trackers that I've been using. So yeah, let's just kind of move on from there. I mean, it's pretty boring stuff. You get the idea. Really what this is just like currently. So this little section is what I'm doing currently. So if there's current trackers, there's current bills, there's current inbox, I'm just putting it in this little section here. And I also included a little purple tab so that way I can just reference it quickly. So we have Afterpay if I choose to use that, have a checkbook register, things like that. All right, so home, this is the first tab that I have here. I made these myself out of vellum on my Cricut. They're really super thin. I love that. I believe these are from Kitty Plans Co. So I've had this for years. I've used it, well worth the money. I really love this Galaxy Cat print. It's so cute. I still have scraps of this somewhere, so I just utilize as much as I can. This is just a cleaning tracker, and this is a printable from Peanuts Planner Co. So you guys can find that there on her website. This is just a random card. I don't even know where it's from, to be honest, but it was, I bought something off a buy sale trade and the seller included this card in there and I thought that was really nice. I really love it. But this is just to signify that I have some personal information here as well that I'm not going to be sharing. So we're just going to move past it. All right. So yeah, I put that all together. These are some more printables and these are from, I believe, Plan with B. Yes, there we go. So it's just planner coding, some triggers lists. This is from Day Numbers. I got the idea from Lindsay Scribbles. It's for the year 2025. You can go through any month. So it tells you the month over here on the side. You could pick the day and it'll tell you what day of the year it is. So I found that pretty helpful. These are just task reminders, triggers list as well. These are also from Plan with B. Lists, and what I mean by lists is that they're just personal lists. So again, with the vellum, this is actually a sticker that I got from the Best Made Pickle Museum in Fort Worth. So I love pickles, big fan of pickles actually. And I thought this sticker was really, really cute. So I'm just trying to make sure that I don't have a glare on there. But I really wish I wrote down the artist's name because I think it was on the back of the sticker, but I don't have it anymore. This is just a checkerboard print and you guys are going to laugh because I actually ordered a huge pack of these checkerboard, like you put them in food baskets, like that, like what is this, wax paper lining? I cut it up and I've been using it in some of my planners because it's super thin. All right, so here we just have some personal lists. I have my word of the year. I have some affirmations, so we're just gonna move past all that. I have some diet information, some notes in regards to portion size. I have Dr. Now on here as motivation. So if you've never seen my 600-pound life, yeah, that's Dr. Now. So he's very motivating. This is just a dashboard that I made in Canva. So it just says every step, every squat, every lunge is a step from the old, is a step away from the old you and a step towards the version they never saw coming. And I really like that, so I put it on there. And here's just a before shot of me. So here I am. A little bit of a glare, but whatever. Some workout information. Let's just kind of move past all that. Measurements, whatever. Okay, this is from Watch Becca Plan. And if you haven't checked out Watch Becca Plan, you absolutely need to check out her channel. You need to check out all the freebies that she offers, as well as I think her Ko-fi shop. And definitely support her there because she puts out some really cool stuff. So I put this in here. It's Basgiath War College. And if you've ever read the Fourth Wing series by Rebecca Yarros, then you know what I'm talking about. I just have these sticky notes. I believe these are from Paper Haunt. So this is like my did not finish list for this year. I haven't got there yet. I'm a little behind on my books this year. I started this one in March and we're already in May and I still haven't finished it. I'm almost done with it though, so I guess that's progress. So it's just a book log. This is also from Peanuts Planner Co. This is just another list from Lindsay Scribbles, another task list or checklist. I'm not really sure what it's called, but I just put some old English lettering here and it just says reading. I thought that was really fun. So the fact that it sticks up a little bit is actually really helpful for me because I can just find it pretty quickly. Okay. These are reading journal pages. These are from Analog Alicia. Okay, this is just some random recipe lists I find. So like blueberry cheesecake protein shake, really good by the way. Raising cane sauce, I haven't tried that yet. This is just a carne asada marinade that I've used, and it's okay. I don't know if I would use it again, to be honest. There's some things that I would probably tweak about that, honestly. This vellum is from the Coffee Monsters Co. and I think it's really cute. It's got vegetables on it. Little potatoes and emojis and onions. Look at those. Those are so cute. These cabbage are just, they're freaking adorable. There's no faces on the tomatoes or whatever, but I think it's cute. This is just 2025 seed inventory list. I have not kept up with it. I'm not very good at this, but I use this to signify where my planting and growing information is. I'm a little behind, okay? But the point is that it's in there and it looks cute, okay? So I did plant these, but there were several other things. Like I planted some cantaloupes. I planted some squash. And I'm hoping that I'm going to have a ton of each. I planted some pumpkins. Just a whole bunch of different things. A lot of herbs, whatever. I'm excited to see what the fruits of my labor will actually provide. So maybe some actual fruits or maybe some actual vegetables. So that would be cool. These are just some quotes that I've kind of made note of. Honestly, I think it's in the wrong space, but it's okay. Just some quotes from my grandparents, and if you speak Spanish, you could probably translate that because my grandpa says this all the time, and my grandma was pretty notorious for saying this one, so she was quite the character, and I love it, so I just keep it in here. This was actually from the Jeanette McCurdy book. I found it really interesting what her mother said about men. And this is actually from 1928. If you have ever seen the Taylor Sheridan show 1928, it's really good, actually. I really highly recommend it. And this applies to so many people. You lay down with dogs, you stand up with fleas, okay? So be wary of the company you keep, okay? This is just from Spiritual Notes. I just put faith because I didn't have one in this color that says Spiritual Notes, but you know, it still works. I get the idea. This is just a little envelope that I got. I think it was from a freebie from Sterling Ink. This journaling card is an old journaling card that I got from Planner Fluent. It just says, "Hello Pumpkin." Put a freaking pumpkin on there. I just think that that's cute. I love Halloween. It's my favorite holiday, so I wanted to keep something Halloween related with me always. This is just a dashboard. I believe this is also from Starstruck Designs. I'll correct it if I'm wrong. And normally I don't like when it's blank in the back, but it's not bothering me too much here, so we'll just kind of leave it as is unless I want to change it. This is a tarot card, if you're familiar with tarot at all and its meanings. I believe this is my card for the year. Some goal setting notes. These are some informational images that I found on Pinterest a while back, and I've been using them, so it just gives you some information as far as goal setting with the moon, the lunar calendar for 2025, the witch's calendar, the full moon names for each individual month, full moon ritual. And it looks like these are from softspirituality.com. I believe these were like full color, but I printed them in black and white because I actually like that a lot more. So these are what I've been using in here. Just some grounding, a grounding photo, if you will. Some crystals. These are some crystals that I have that I wasn't able to identify right away, so I have identified them since, so I just wrote them here. Some information about YouTube channels I want to follow. Some names that I've written down. We're just going to move past that, okay? All right, boss. So this is just more like YouTube information. This was a old digital paper. I believe that was from Little Magic Prince. I don't believe she sells it anymore. And it's just a quote about Michael Myers. I included this on a transparent sticky note and just put it on here. So it says, "Don't worry about how fast everyone is moving around you. If you're determined and move at your own pace, you'll kill that shit every time." I'm a big fan of inspiring quotes, if you will. On the back, I just have a back clip, and it just says Paper Chaser. This was from Cloth and Paper. I think that was a freebie at one point. My ideal schedule, some notes about some videos that I want to make in the upcoming months. This is actually a freebie from Lindsay Scribbles. It is from her Patreon, so absolutely go support her there if you love her content and her videos. But these were just initially like trackers for, I think she listed it as like, you know, maybe how long you've been in a planner or something. You can list it for anything. Maybe it's like a habit tracker, just a month at a time, and you can write notes and a goal. What I'm thinking about using this for is content planning. So just write out all of my information there, what I would like to do, and just check it off as I go. So I thought that was a pretty cool idea. I did get these social media inserts, printable inserts from Crafectic Paper, and these are for content planning as well. As you can see, I have not used them. In theory, they're a good idea, and I'm sure they are perfectly functional. I just haven't found a way to make them work for me yet. And you can see there's a few more vellum tabs over here. This YouTube, website, and community. So we're just going to kind of move past that. All right, so the next tab is projects. Another Starstruck Design dashboard. And these are just drawing information, some doodle ideas. You guys have probably seen these before, so I won't go into great detail. But I do have some sketch pages back here that I use on occasion, so I'll just write down maybe some notes or draw out a quick doodle so I have an idea of something and just I'm referencing it later. This is just a Tombow marker index, and these are all of the markers that I currently have that have check marks on them. I used to do this for every planner that I moved into. I would make a quick swatch of it. I would write the number down, or I would find a blank, a blank index of these, and I would just like swatch it. It got to be really time consuming as many times as I was switching planners. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to go ahead and print the actual marker catalog here, and I'm just going to check them off. So when I go to the store, I typically have this planner with me, and I will mark off one that I'm getting that day, or I will make sure that I don't currently have a particular marker. So it has happened before where I've got like 3 of the same reds before. I haven't done that since I started doing this though. All right, so family, this is one of the last tabs, I think. The last tab, yes. And this just has some Foxy Fix dashboard. I have pictures of my kids in here. This picture is actually really old. It's like, my daughter's like 25 now. My son is about to be 20. And this was when they were 5 and 10. So it breaks my mama heart, but you know, I keep it in here because they're always going to be this age in my planner. And this is just a picture of my G baby. She's a lot smaller here, but she's so cute. This is a really awesome dashboard that I got from Watch Becca Plan. So here is a picture of my daughter on her wedding day. And this is a picture of her with my son. So she looks so beautiful and he looks so handsome. Those are my babies. And since this page actually has to do with family and some personal information, I just put a little image of Muffin from Bluey over it. I'm about that Mimi life, you know. That's what my G baby calls me. She calls me Mimi. But I put the image over it with some washi tape just so we can just keep it a little private. There's some work information in here, like some work holidays, things like that. You guys might have seen this before if you've seen any of my other flip throughs, but this is just some information if I actually lose this planner, where you can contact me. If in the event I lose it, I have my address under there, my phone number, and a reward offered. This is just some various printer settings for different various printers that I have. Like either I use one at home or I use one at work, and these are just like for particular companies. Like say for example from Andy Plans, I got to use the short edge. Peanuts Planner Co. is the long edge. Okay, so I mean that might not be something anybody else has to worry about, but I do. And this is just a Filofax ruler, a clear pocket pouch here. I just have some rewards, some coupons. My Barnes & Noble card is in here. And I just have some business cards here in the back. So you never know when you're going to need those. So I keep a couple with me on hand. In fact, I've given them out before. I went to a protest like about a month ago and ran into some really awesome people, handed out a ton of them. And if you guys are watching, hey. But yeah, this is also just a page lifter. This is from Foxy Fix. Oh, and there's a couple pockets here. So I have some sticky notes and I have nothing in this. These are just for the rings, not to indent into the leather. And of course it has a pen loop. So I just have my Uniball 1. I think this is in 0.38. So yeah, that's it. It has a back pocket. Ta-da! That's it. So I mentioned at the beginning of this video, and it is a long video. I'm so sorry. I'm like getting like dry mouth here because I've been talking so long. But this particular planner setup is really awesome. I love how versatile it is. I love how flexible it is. I always come back to it because I have so much information in it. I still carry it with me just mainly because of the collections. But like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I've moved out my weeklies, I've moved out my monthlies, and I'm not really using it for dailies. So part of the reason that I don't make a lot of planner videos, or haven't been, is because I've been so inconsistent and I've been planner hopping like you would not believe. And this is what's nice about this, is because I can always come back to this if I need to. But what I've been using is, I went back to this now. Okay, let's zoom out just a smidge. There we go. I'm back in a standard tan. I'll dive into this a little bit more in a couple weeks. We're going to see where I'm at that point, mainly because there's what I call a YouTube curse. Anytime that I mention something, anytime that I upload a video about something that I'm excited about, 9 out of 10 times I'm not using it after that. And it's not just me. I've noticed other creators that seem to have this issue. Tell me I'm wrong. This is still always going to be on the back burner. I always have it with me. All right. So this isn't going anywhere. This is what I'm trying right now. We'll dive into it in another video, hopefully within the next couple weeks. I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, because I know this was long-winded and it's probably going to be choppy AF because I'm really rusty about editing. And if that's the case, I apologize, but hopefully you'll stick around until the next video and maybe I'll get better at this again. I don't know. But yeah, if you haven't followed me on social media, go to the information section in this video and I'll list my links there. I will also list any information about anything that I've mentioned in this flip through. I'll list them as well. I will list my Amazon list for anything that is available on Amazon. You don't have to support me there, but it's always greatly appreciated if you do. And yeah, if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below. And until then, see you later.